What's up, nerd family? We are back once again.
More of us. Oh, that's right.
William called Pariah. Or we're assuming it's Pariah.
Sometimes the truth is the hardest lie to see through. When you can't put your faith in the truth, all you have left is yourself. You're under arrest, Lamar.
What? It's gonna say in the future, isn't it?
So it looks like it's dark in
Barry, we
Well,
don't have
hours
to do
earlier.
this. I know, but we've got too much going on right now. To
Sorry, guys.
Okay, look.
Camera's messing up on me. Here we go.
Graves has been off the grid for 2 weeks. Crisis is coming, no matter what. Let me take you someplace special, where we can have fruity umbrella drinks and get sand between our toes.
I do like us. And we're even better with my toes.
Don't take a look, it's in a book.
Hey, thought you guys buffooned out of here.
We just wanted to make sure you guys were okay holding down the fort while we were gone.
We're good. Rest easy, lovebirds. Team leader is my new middle name.
What was it before?
Baracus.
As in Baracus, Argentina?
No, as in
B.A.
Mr. T.
Baracus.
My mom was a big A team.
B.A. Baracus.
Which mine was. Could have been Hannibal.
What's up, Michelle?
Please, you're Murdoch on your best day. You guys have fun. I'm gonna hold it down with a little help from my friend, the Barry. The Barry? I'm standing right here. Not you, Barry. B-A-R-I. Barry Allen Replicated Intelligence. It's my decision-making algorithm.
So if there's a problem, this is going to tell us what to do?
Yes, and since it's based on his past leadership choices, it'll tell me how to handle any situation exactly like you would.
I mean, I'm flattered, I think.
Huh. What is Barry's favorite thing that I make him for breakfast?
Banana?
Who's next?
Welcome, Michelle.
Banana.
What's Barry's favorite movie?
Empire. Actually, I mean, I've loved Empire Strikes Back my whole life, but now that I think about it,
Boo!
God, my favorite movie is Jurassic Park. How
No!
does it do that?
Fuzzy
No.
logic and AI intuition, my guy. With the Barry by my side, he'll be licking her glove.
Well, okay. I guess we should,
Yes, we should.
Send me a postcard.
Hey, look, remember, I'm leaving you in charge.
I'll see when you get there.
So, you got any marching orders, boss?
Barry wants me to stay here, and you to go with Frost to stake out Ramsey's lab.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Nice. Ooh.
Do you remember the villain's name this week?
Just so you know, now that you've
Bloodwork.
Yep.
Bloodsport. No.
Captain Joe West, CCPD. So, what brings you down here?
People with your face usually have something to hide. So when my son Barry told me that there was a new Wells, I started keeping tabs on you.
I don't know how new Wells I am. And second, keeping tabs, that's what you mean by spying on me from that nondescript sedan parked at One Lake Avenue.
Well observed. So why are you digging holes in the city?
Well,
Why aren't you?
perfect stranger. The reason I'm digging holes underneath the city is, oh wait, you couldn't possibly understand.
No, try me.
Nah.
Oh, that's not good.
Now they're going to have to work
You
together.
need some rest. All those late nights working in the Barry, you've barely slept this week.
Tonight, I'm gonna sleep like a child. Cause I got the Barry, and I got my white noise, and I got my boo.
His hair's longer than hers. Oh, that's weird. No!
went Sweeney Todd on myself. Why would I
You
do
see the
that?
pops he has on his dresser?
Maybe I was sleepwalking?
Right by the light.
Yeah, that's kind of your new thing.
Huh?
Yeah, you woke me up last night too. I heard the front door shut and you were standing there with your keys in your hand and your shoes on. I was half asleep, so I just put you back to bed.
Okay, why didn't you say anything?
Well, I didn't think it was a big deal. I just like a one-off, because you're so exhausted.
Well, it is a big deal, and it's not a one-off anymore, is it? That's twice now that's happened.
Babe, relax. Okay, you just launched the bear today. You need time to rest that sexy brain of yours.
My brain is the Ryan Gosling of genius intelligence. Will you please let me know next time that happens?
Yes.
And hide those scissors from me. Good night. I love you. I look forward to spending time with you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Mom.
Okay, good night.
You're sleeping in the same bed. You can't say I love you. What's wrong with you? He just said my brain is the Ryan Gosling of brains.
Uh-oh.
I love him.
It's my ex's dad.
Uh-oh.
Hey, preacher. Long time no trying to kill me. Bedroom. Again. Preacher. Hey. Josh.
It's Cynthia. She's dead.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did.
It doesn't be that, or they're tied in an arrow saying that his Earth just disappeared.
Yeah, that's true, because they just mentioned it in the last episode. Or 2 episodes ago?
Something like that.
I watched it when Isaac was watching it.
Earth 2, I think it was.
Because she was
Disappeared.
flipping out because her family was on that Earth.
Yeah, I think it was Earth 2 is what disappeared.
Antoine's like, okay.
Yeah.
And Hunter Iggy says, Poindexter Lounge, what is your thoughts on Matthew McConaughey casting as Two-Face in the Matt Reeves Batman movie?
Yeah, so
And Caleb says the Matthew McConaughey thing is a rumor.
that's what I'm testing on right now because honestly
Thank you, Dave of Steel.
I don't think that that's a rumor. I think that that was actually if I heard right, then that was actually verified today. But I'm trying to see where that was.
Where it was verified?
Yeah. There was a lot of Batman news today.
Bat news?
Yeah, there was a lot of Batman news today. So one was Matthew McConaughey as
Two-Face?
Two-Face.
All right.
Colin Firth is Colin Farrell is definitely in talks to play Penguin.
Oh, I could see that.
And Andy Serkis is in talks to play Alfred.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
And then, didn't Commissioner Gordon get confirmed the other day?
Commissioner Gordon, what's his name, got confirmed as Commissioner Gordon as well. So I'm trying to see,
I
though.
don't know who what's his name is.
I'll pull it up here in just a second. Yeah, I was going to talk about that when we did Talk Nerdy to Me after this whole thing. But,
Last week when you were were out of state, me and Isaac didn't do Talk Nerdy to Me. We just kind of like did an
we did.
extend. Did we?
A little bit.
A little bit, but we did more talking about the episode because it was insane.
Yeah, because remember Caleb asked about the Superman TV show?
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
hey guys, it's good to be back.
And we were on Facebook.
I'm
so
back.
It's nice to be back on YouTube.
And
Yes, we're back on YouTube, folks.
And then William challenged me to see who's gonna call me
Yes,
stuff
that's
before
right.
Crisis.
Last week.
Were you guys weren't on YouTube last week?
No, we were on
No.
Facebook.
So this is our
Facebook.
first time back to YouTube since the copyright strike crap.
Yes, we do, Antoine. He is actually a week or 2 behind, but we are
what?
caught up.
For what?
You and I
Antoine
are.
said, "Do you guys watch Batwoman?" And I missed you guys.
I'm behind for
I thought we
Batwoman.
were.
We have one.
Oh, okay, we're one behind. Sorry.
Yeah, well, we have this episode to watch. The new one.
And Dave says your thoughts on the new Superman show. Guardian says welcome back.
So I did a whole video on the Superman show. Actually, I did 2 videos on the Superman show last
We're
week.
back.
Oh, we're back. Okay, we'll talk about that though.
Hold those thoughts.
Never get to see her again. Cynthia was tracking a high-level hacker. Goes by the name of Echo.
She mentioned him before.
Ooh.
Nobody's ever been able to figure out who he really is, right?
We think Cynthia did.
You're like
How
me.
we got the jump on her, we don't know.
I don't see her losing a fight to anyone.
She won the fight. Dying here just triggered her collector QT net.
The core temporal containment barrier? Juicy once said these barriers were like supersized vibe fields around the planet. The collectors put them up so a suspect can't breach over to another world.
And only the agency can lift it.
Meaning, her killer is still here.
I'm going to avenge Cynthia's death. And Vibe is going to help me do it.
I don't have my powers, dude.
I feel the same.
Cisco isn't Vibe anymore. He decided
What
to
is it?
take the metahuman cure.
I could
Once you worry about brief psychosis, it happens sometimes when you suppress your powers. It's really gnarly.
How gnarly.
Hallucinations, weird blackouts, dry mouth.
My powers weren't suppressed, they're gone.
Well, even without his meta powers, Cisco can still help you. He's a genius.
What would Barry do?
What would Barry do?
Do it on his own.
The Barry wants us to go to the crime scene. Listen, you don't have to go back there. I'll go.
I'll come with you.
Camilla, this could be dangerous. I mean, we're dealing with a killer here. I can't ask you to come with me.
You didn't. I volunteered.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Oh. He's hurting me. He's hurting me. Oh, you took my pillow.
You can dance around that thing all you want. This place is a dead zone long before that wall came down. Well, it might eventually go through. At least I'm trying to help. What are you doing? Getting us out of here. That's what I'm doing. Stupid.
Well, I have a team that can help us get out of here.
How are they gonna help us? No one knows we're down here.
I'm a precinct captain. I have dozens of cops and a whole support staff that depends on me 24/7. If I don't show up for a couple of hours, they're gonna look for me.
Somebody's overconfident. You know, you don't have cell phone service. You don't have Wi-Fi. You have no way of telling anyone. We're down here. Right? This is our only option. I'm gonna get us out of here.
What are you doing?
You didn't see what happened last week, did you? What he found?
He made a deal with Cisco and Barry that if he helps them,
Why did you not tell me? This Earth's vibrational frequency is calibrated at a molecular level.
You're supposed to be the expert. Shush me one more time. We don't have a problem.
We already do. It turns out that fireball sapped 87% of the oxygen in this chamber, which means that you and I have 42 minutes left to breathe.
That's not cool. No, he had a hologram last week, and it showed the monitor was going down there, and where his secret hideout was.
William thinks that was his pariah.
Was you'd call me before he started
Yeah,
killing people.
He showed up out of nowhere.
William thinks that Nash is pariah.
Pariah.
They didn't get far. Frost. That guy
Snaky eyeball man.
I wouldn't go looking for him.
Smart move. Especially without a partner. How's business, Nick Shack?
Had better days.
You might
last minute, need to have a little chat with Frosty.
Frosty.
What are you doing here?
Looking for you. What happened is taking out Ramsey's lab.
More about texting me, said he saw Ramsey here.
Ross is your life coach. Going after Ramsey alone is probably gonna put me out of a job.
This isn't a joke. This is a fight. My fight. So stay out of it.
We're a team. Your fights are my fights, so why don't you just take a breath and try trusting a friend?
I knew from day one not to trust this guy. But we did. And now people are dead. So I've got to fix this.
It wasn't that long ago that I felt the same. Playing myself. Never asked anyone for help. And you know where it got me? Eyeball deep in gin gold and self-pity. So believe me when I say that life is better if you have faith in the people around you. What?
I know who Ramsey has faith in. I gotta go.
Did you hear anything I just said? You can't go alone.
I know what I'm doing. And don't worry. I won't be alone.
Listen, Camilla. There's something I've been wanting to say to you. I've been trying to figure out how to say it, but
He tried to
I
invade.
don't know. I think I should just come right out and say it. Camilla.
Holy crap.
I thought CCPD's crime scenes were serious.
Yeah. Verse 19, collectorations take investigations to a whole other level.
Whole-
Zach Seal.
Another level.
Camilla Huang, Cisco Ramon.
Yeah, I heard you be coming. I thought you'd be taller, you know, from the way Gypsy talked about you.
No, that's funny. She never mentioned you at all.
Hey, make sure Walker's updating the dimensional output report. Thanks. You gotta keep on him constantly when you're in charge. Preacher understands. Where is he anyway?
He already saw everything he needed to see. We're here in his place.
Well, the agency authorized you to join this investigation, so I guess I'll just have to let you.
Is there a time of death?
Due to multi-dimensional signal speed, our best guess is that it happened sometime between 2:30 and 4:30 a.m.
That's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, I know. And we found this. 301H energy cartridge, standard issue, no prints. Combine it with the signal baryon residue we also found, and it looks like...
Echo killed Gypsy with a transonic demolecularizer. Show us. Now.
Her body, clothes, even her communicator were all vaporized.
It's like Tesseracts.
Aw.
Aw. That's pretty sad.
It is.
Okay.
Still not as sad as last week. Dear Lord, it was a roller coaster of emotion.
Okay, so,
Sebastian is back. He's on his dad's account.
what's up, Sebastian?
That's who Jose de Mercado is.
So, so I did look it up. We'll get to this. So,
Caleb says thoughts on Robert Pattinson learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from the John Wick stunt coordinator.
So according to IMDb, Matthew McConaughey is Harvey Dent. Paul Dano, of course, is playing the Riddler. Zoe Kravitz is Selena Kyle, obviously. Jeffrey Wright is Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, nice.
Colin Farrell is still rumored to be Oswald Cobblepot. And Alfred,
I can see that, though.
And yeah, I can see it in a different kind of way, yeah. And Andy Serkis is rumored to be Alfred Pennyworth. Now, here's...
Pennywise,
I'm sorry.
Or Pennyworth?
No, it's Pennyworth.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking Pennywise. Sorry.
Yeah.
He'll float too.
Anyways, I don't know. It's like they're... So this is it's rumored to be similar to the Long Halloween storyline. That's a lot of people in one movie. I am concerned that Robert Pattinson will be outshined by all of the for it being his first movie. I have a lot of concerns for that.
What do you mean first movie?
Well, it's gonna be Robert Pattinson's first Batman movie.
Oh,
it's
Batman!
Gonna be the first.
He was.
It's
in
not like I know,
Sparkly
yeah, I know,
Vampire.
but it's not like Ben Affleck, who we would have already seen in as Batman for a few times. This is gonna be his first time, and you got these people, Tiff.
Yeah, I know.
You got all these people.
Wait, who's playing Selena Kyle?
Like in
Zoe
BVS.
Kravitz, Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
Yep.
But I mean, you got Robert Pattinson, who should be Batman, who should be the focal point. And if you're gonna have
Thank you, Thomas Dang.
if you're gonna have Matthew McConaughey, Paul Dano,
All right,
Jeffrey
all right,
Wright,
all right.
Colin Farrell, Andy Serkis, and God knows who else, that could be, I don't know. That could be interesting. So, as far as the Superman TV show, I'm excited for the Superman TV show. I just hope.
Hey, Rented Legend.
I hope that Superman is able to shine. I'm hoping that they don't relegate Superman to just being
Like he is on Supergirl.
yeah, I don't like that, and hopefully
Let him step up and take his own thing.
and it's like the problem that I've had with Supergirl is that they've used a lot of Superman's
do that,
villains and that
but
they've used a lot of
at first
Superman's
it's like-
storylines already.
Now that I've watched
And so I don't know how that works. Also, I'll be honest with you, Elizabeth Tulloch, you know, Lois should always give Clark a hard time. Always be able to rib him and stuff like that.
That's
but I
what
don't
I do to you.
I know, but I don't like the way that they've had her. I don't like the things that they've had her say about Superman, like saying that the world doesn't need him and stuff as long as it has Kara and all that junk. I don't want to see all that stuff. Plus, I'll be honest with you too. The other thing that concerns me is Superman should always be the mask. Clark should always be the real person. Right now in the comics, they're getting rid of the Clark Kent character. And, they're supposedly this is for good, that, Clark Kent's going away for good. I don't believe that'll be because they've done it several times. But they're getting rid of the Clark Kent character completely, and he's just going to be Superman. I'm really hoping that doesn't follow the same thing in this series.
in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, that they don't follow that because, like, when Lois and Clark was on, when Dean Cain was Superman, they followed the comics pretty close. With storylines and stuff like that. But in that, even Clark was the main guy, and Superman's should always be the mask, should always be the way that he functions in there. Clark should always be the real person. And my concern is with it being Superman and Lois Lane. That's apparently what the show's being called. That they may kind of do away with that, but. Hey, I'm happy to see more Superman because I always want more Superman.
I don't want you to think I'm still not worse than the other
It was the actress's
Cisco.
episode. So it's like how they had to
Someone
go
you cared about died.
and then the whole episode
I'd be
was
worried if you weren't sad.
but just confused everybody and everything. But it's also sad at the same time.
So, earlier when we first got here, you were gonna say something?
We're locking down the area for the love of God.
You two need to leave.
Oh, he was a dude that arrested him.
Yep. In the thing, yeah.
What's up, Rented Legend?
Oh, Cisco.
Thanks, Thomas.
Was Cisco like echo
I
because
just
he's
wanted
been
to say
blocking
again
out
how much I
and
truly
everything?
admire
Was he
Juice.
the one that did that?
Oh, that's
I've
right.
got some big shoes to fill.
Maybe that's why he's going after him.
Maybe.
Or Echo's gonna frame back.
We're not seriously just gonna give up, are we?
Or she Echo.
Or not. Have you noticed he's the only one who benefits from Cynthia's death?
So what's the plan?
The Barry suggests a dual course of action. First, we use the satellites to track the weapon's unique signature. Can you...
On it. I'm paying attention. Second,
We're gonna have to do the impossible.
I kind of like this Will.
Man, sit down, relax. We may live longer.
What evidence do
No?
But I do have faith.
Ah, well then, Captain, at least you haven't lost your sense of humor. Oh, oh, ah, ouch.
Uh-huh. Got lightheaded, didn't you?
No?
You selfishly don't believe in anything or anybody. I used to be like that. My ex-wife left me and my daughter. I was broken. So much so that I went somewhere where I almost never go. Church. I didn't go there to pray or anything. I went there to yell at the universe for destroying my life. Next day I went home. I'm so hurt that I can't even cook dinner for my daughter. Doorbell rings. I open the door to what looked like my whole neighborhood standing on my lawn would cook food for us. I didn't have faith in anything, but it was then I realized that I had faith in people.
According to Barry, we can use low-level delta wave
Week number
vibrations
2.
to stimulate
Joe
harmonic
hit me in the
resonance in my
field.
prefrontal cortex. If I think of memories with Cynthia, we'll be able to absorb the residual vibe energy from the object that killed her.
Can this machine restore my vital powers?
No, we're not the generators of the vibe, but we will be the receptors of it.
But I'm gonna have to see Cynthia die. Won't I?
It's the only way we have of finding out who killed her. My white noise machine will stimulate.
He's never shown that much emotion in anything.
Showcasing as a trigger, and that'll do it.
Doing good.
Barry, initiate artificial vibrational sequence.
Like a reverse MRI.
I don't think I like this artificial berry thing.
Make physical contact.
It's showing because he's not ready to be a full leader yet.
This is probably last week's episode.
Yeah, last week's episode was Barry choosing him to lead when he's gone. And so this is where he's not ready.
Yeah, kind of last week's.
He's got some splaining to do. Some learning. Ooh. What's up, Skywalker? He didn't disappear, he's just sleeping right next to us.
So,
Oh!
Jeez.
He's like Green Lantern with a gun. The gun is right there.
Who did it?
Was it her?
It was
What?
Cisco.
When he was sleepwalking? You just
What?
He just called this 5 minutes ago.
Both innocent and treacherous.
What you missed when you were in the bathroom was he...
I wasn't in the bathroom. I was off camera doing something very important.
He was sleeping, and all of a sudden he goes like this and lays down on his pillow, and he sits up, and it was kind of like he was in his own little dream world.
Oh, yeah?
And he grabs the scissors, and he's about to cut his hair, and as he does that, he's got the scissors
he
about
wakes
to
up.
cut his hair, and he's standing in front of a mirror. And she said, "You've been doing this sleepwalking thing, but I've been putting you back to bed because I just thought you're stressed out and overworked."
Huh.
and she also said that one night he came in wearing a jacket and sneakers, and she just put him to bed. Which
there you
he
go.
was wearing.
He was wearing a jacket and sneakers. He killed sex.
Hmm.
And
Now,
that was one of his like.
her
blackout
dad
things.
is gonna whoop him.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna be on here in a second.
He goes, "Long time. They're trying to kill me." Well, that didn't last long.
Look at him sleeping. He's so cute.
You see his head just a tiny bit. It's like I'm just trying to sleep.
What's up, Skywalker?
Says the stream is Skywalker approved. Aw, he's getting loved by the boys.
Thank you, Darth Tasty. Yes, we are glad to be back streaming here on YouTube. It's about stinking time.
Facebook was not the same.
What's up, Sebastian? Welcome back to your regular thing there.
He never explained why he was on his dad's account. Why he was Daddy Mercado.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm so glad that debacle was done, because like they don't contact you at all. They don't tell you what's going on. They don't tell you if they're gonna put you back on or not, and basically you're just left at the disposal of waiting for them to decide, right? But yeah, so we're supposedly getting Green Lantern now on HBO. On what is it? It's HBO now.
Yeah.
But we don't get HBO now, so
Or later.
So it'll be interesting to see. I'm kind of bummed about that that it's there, because I'll be honest with you, why isn't it on the DC streaming service?
Yeah, really.
That ticks me off, actually, as somebody who's subscribed to the DC Universe streaming service. Why would they need more shows? Why would you put the Green Lantern show on HBO? I don't care about HBO. Now, they're also putting Doom Patrol on HBO, but they're doing both. They're going to put it on both.
Doom Patrol's going to be on both DC Universe and HBO?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What did you do?
Oh, I don't know what I did. What did I do?
What did you do?
You moved.
What did I do?
You accidentally clicked the channel button.
There we go. Sorry, guys.
I don't know how it got there.
I do. He just murdered my daughter with it.
No, Richard, I don't care what you think you saw, okay? You know Cisco. You know how much he cared about Gypsy. There's gotta be another explanation.
Babe, please.
No, what about doppelgangers?
She's right. There's thousands of other versions of me out there.
Yeah, and they're all pencil pushers. None of them are scientists like you. Good motive? Just enough guts to do this.
Richard, I swear, I don't know how this is possible.
He's being set up.
Unless pre-psychosis.
Camilla, what time did you find me sleepwalking the other night?
I don't know. Maybe 4 a.m.?
You're guilty! But you're not in your right mind. I didn't just lose a daughter, I lost a son. Because I still respect the man you were. Now, I'm going to give you an hour to get all your affairs in order, and then turn yourself in, or I will end you.
It will be your undoing.
What are you doing? I'm gonna blow this blockade sky high.
If you don't love Star Wars, it will be your undoing.
We still have time for
Do
my
it.
team to show up. Enough about your team and you. You know where I stand.
My team.
Can you have such faith? Because someone or something called the Monitor says my son is destined to die in some kind of crisis, and the only way I could stop
I got a theory about that.
is have faith that his continuing life or his death is for the greater. The greater.
He didn't say that our Barry had to die. He said the Flash had to die.
You've seen Martin.
Captain.
Oh, that was Sydney.
Yep.
Oh. Like what?
He's been working out a lot. He's been showing his stuff on Twitter for this role.
Oh, you get my text.
No. I called CCPD with a Ramsey update and nobody had seen you. Ran your plates, tracked your car to a block from here. Your notes had this tunnel marked. I'm guessing because of him. Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger. Nice. Hippocratic Oath from last week. Because he doesn't care anymore. He's like Honey Badger.
I see you got my message. Kate,
It's turning into Venom. Topher Grace
it's
Venom.
a bit weird seeing you like this.
I guess both our looks are evolving. Yes, I did get your message. It reminded me of when we both used to work for your mom. Way back when I was a resident.
You were like the daughter Mom never had. Do you know, at first I was jealous. Over time, I came to see you less as a rival, more like a sister. And that's why
Ashton says I don't like
I'm offering you a chance to join me.
You want to kill me too?
I'm offering you life, Kate. I've learned to control it, discovered its secret beauty. This is my final masterpiece, Kate. Life eternal.
Immortality?
You see, I'm no monster. I'm a miracle.
You're talking about reversing nature.
Nature meant for us to fly, and yet we've touched the stars. And not by being slaves to the shackles of the natural order, but by transcending them. Take a look at your own life, Kate. How many times have you had to say goodbye to people? How many more have you not even had the chance to do so? My mum should be here. Your father should be here. Your husband should be here. Join me.
Skylar should be here.
No one you love will ever die again.
I've seen your version of life. It's a nightmare. But you can still be your mother's son. She had so much faith in you, and so do I. You just need to have faith in yourself.
That escalated.
Your words are madness. Next time will be a choice.
Look, we have to face the facts. And I have to own up to whatever it is that I did.
You're gonna turn yourself in?
I have to. I can't trust myself anymore.
Anymore? You stopped trusting yourself the moment Barry asked you to take over as team leader. When you built this elaborate device just so you wouldn't have to make any decisions for yourself. Let me make this decision for you. You are innocent.
How can you be so sure?
Because I have faith in you.
I think that's a common theme today.
The question is, why don't you have any faith in yourself?
Because Barry's gonna die. What if I can't keep people safe the way he does? So I'm not the Flash.
Babe, Barry didn't choose you to be the Flash. He chose you to be you. All these doubts, they aren't you. They're just noise in your head.
stories in your head.
It's been in Wi-Fi mode this whole time.
What is it?
This code, it's turned my white noise machine into a micro-neural impulse disruptor. I could go all Wreck-It Ralph on my brainwaves. Might even look like breach psychosis.
Who would be smart enough to code like that?
Wait.
What?
Quit hacking yourself.
I don't know what that means. That's kind of like Skywalker's Rise of Me comment. All right. Man.
What about Disney Plus equals MC squared? He also said that it's the anniversary for Wallace and Gromit, which was one of my favorites growing up too.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
He's passed out over here.
So actually, if you stay tuned for our, so after this, after we watch The Flash, we'll go ahead and do our weekly Talk Nerdy to Me segment, the return of Talk Nerdy to Me on YouTube.
Yeah, because me and him
live.
did it last week on Facebook.
And so I got a pretty good theory about what I think might happen in Crisis if the Flash has to die.
I've seen that one, how it's a Flash instead
Sorry,
of
just like what
the
Wicked
Flash.
Steve just said.
What's that?
No way, Jordan. That's awesome. Wicked Steve just said, Skywalker, you can be the Flash if you eat 2 jalapeno chilies and drink a glass of milk. You'll be flashing to the restroom quick.
We are the spark that is going to light a fire to burn down the hate for Star Wars down. That's
Heck
right.
Yeah, we are.
Heck yeah, we are.
Skywalker.
I tell you what, I cannot wait for this, guys. Guys, this has been a fantastic week.
Yeah, Star
I tell you what, this has been a fantastic week. That so many people have jumped onto this hashtag I love Star Wars trend, and I want to see this thing grow. I want to see us do even more with this, and really take this to the next level. And so many of you guys have messaged me personally, and I thank you for that. Keep it up. Keep hashtagging people for sure. And when you do, make sure to link me or hashtag me or, the Poindexter Lounge Twitter page or the Instagram page.
I hashtagged Mark Hamill himself.
That's right. I messaged Mark Hamill as well, and others. I actually ended up following a ton of Star Wars people on Twitter.
Sebastian has the same hashtag I do. Hashtag I love Enosh.
Aw, well, that's sweet. I appreciate it. I feel the love, and I appreciate it.
Darth
for sure.
Tasty said, your videos have inspired me to do my own stream.
You are the second person, Darth Tasty, to tell me that this week. So that is awesome. That is awesome. And that's the thing is, if we can inspire people to do this and to spread positivity online and in the YouTube community, it doesn't take that much, guys. Seriously, you grab a phone and you just do it.
Most iPhones have iMovie and all that.
Yeah, I mean, you got iMovie right there. You can make videos
for free.
If you got an iPhone, you can also download different things that you can do. You guys wouldn't know this, but most of the stuff that what I do is done on my phone.
That's to you.
What was that?
Sebastian.
You better feel the love, boy.
I also love Jordan. Jordan says, I was on Jeremy's live stream and saw the hashtaggies.
Awesome. So that's the thing.
Darth Tasty says no iPhone.
No iPhone. Well, you know what? Here's the thing: is if you got a smartphone at all, you can actually download apps that you can edit video really easy.
Is GarageBand, is that music or is that?
That's music, but you can find free ones that you can actually
What's
just
up,
edit
Coco
video.
Marvel?
All you need is a basic editor where you can just shoot video and then do it, and then yeah, I mean, it's awesome. If you have a laptop, you can live stream. YouTube just kind of changed things. So if you have less than, I think it's less than 1,000 subscribers now, or something like that, you can't live stream from your phone, which I think is stupid because most people are going to live stream from their phone anyways. It's just dumb. Again,
aw, thank you, Sebastian.
Again, YouTube coming up with stupid rules, but what are you going to do? But yeah, I mean, there's all different ways that you can do it. Okay, we're back, I think.
Nope.
We're not bad. Oh, that was a fake out.
It was, because Riverdale's getting good, and so is Nancy Drew.
Total fake out. Oh.
Wednesdays
But yeah,
are getting
guys,
good with both.
just do it, man.
Oh.
All I got is a basic 8mm camera. Sad face. Hey, you know, but that's kind of cool. Wicked Steve.
What happened last week? I remember.
What's up, Coco Marvel X? Okay, here we're back now.
Sometimes the truth is the hardest lie to see through. When you can't put your faith in the truth.
Wait, hold on. What is this?
All you have left.
Is this it?
Yeah, that was the beginning.
You're under arrest for a moment.
Gotta go, Padme just got home.
Oh.
I surrender. I'm guilty. Suspect is in custody.
Tell Padme we said hi.
Removal, so the prisoner
Make sure she doesn't die of a broken heart.
Preacher,
She's going places he can't follow.
He will tell you everything you need to know about what happened to Cynthia.
QT net is off.
QT net's down, sir. I'll cuff him.
Oh. Hologram.
To go down this way. But I needed you to lift the net. Re-engage the QT net. It'll take 4 minutes. I don't care if it'll take 4 minutes. Just get on with it!
I hate force fields.
I know.
I think I'm with the man that murdered my daughter escape.
No, sir. Neither am I. I'm here.
It's okay, you're still welcome here,
This
Coco.
fresh portal energy puts him at the east end of the warehouse.
It's all good, Coco.
Game over, Echo. Oh no, he found me. How did you find me? I tricked the collectors into lifting the QT net. When they did, I knew you'd jump at the chance to get out of here and try to open a breach. I just had to track the portal energy.
Babe, just get him back here so the agents can take him down.
You have approximately 2 minutes before my ride out of here boots up. I go bye-bye, and you take my place in an Earth 19 collector jail. But you're the one with the gun. So, do you have it in you to stop me? I guess we'll find out, won't we? You are an anomaly. Makes me wonder why it was so easy to frame you. So you want to know how I did it? You might learn something. I pretty much figured it all out. After you got here, you killed the top agent in the collective. But you still needed a way out. So you used your face to get into Star Labs and plant this gun in my workshop. Is that right? So far, so good. But hacking my white noise machine and making sleepwalk. So when you tipped your hand, I'd recognize that coding anywhere. But since I didn't hack it, I knew it had to be some other version of me. Not just some other version of you. I specialize in hacking multiversal databases to create new identities. I could change your world in an instant. You see, somewhere out there is a Cisco Ramon who isn't as lucky as you are, who doesn't have the job, the mind, the life you have. But if the price is right, Echo can reverse those fortunes. And you might just wake up tomorrow living someone else's life. Is that why you killed her? So you can keep peddling these fake identities to people? I didn't kill Gypsy. You did. I'll give her this. She was a formidable fighter. Not even the smartest guy in the room could beat her in hand-to-hand combat. But it didn't matter. Even though she'd been chasing me for years, she never even knew what I looked like. So when she caught me, she saw my face. All it took was one moment of her flinching. And that gave me the second I needed to use use that gun, the same gun that's in your hands right now? Do you need me to spell it out for you? Genius. Gypsy is dead. Because when she saw me, she saw you. Stop talking. She didn't have to die. She couldn't let me go. She reached me to this earth, and I vaporized her. Yes.
Quit hitting yourself.
Bye, Sebastian.
Bye, Sebastian.
Don't feel bad, Cisco. You're just not wired like me. You're right. I'm a hell of a lot smarter. Program that weapon to trigger an anti-vibrational force field around whoever fires it. In this case, that's your genius. Genealogy message. Took you long enough.
That's leadership. Finally.
So what am I missing?
Connected to those.
What am I missing about who that is?
Who? What is?
This other Cisco.
Just said he's Earth 19 Cisco.
He's pretty much like an evil. He's pretty much like the evil doppelganger.
Okay, so that's it then.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because
A way for him, them. It's a way for the show to get rid of Gypsy, so they don't have to.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Continue that story.
Yeah, but beyond that, like it said, that Gypsy's been tracking him for
a few months,
for a long time.
Mm-hmm. To get inside his head, to tell him that pretty much the reason he could say that you killed her was because it was your face.
No, I like it. It's a interesting one-off story, but like it really has nothing to do with anything. It's just kind of its own.
Well, it's especially after last week. It's completely out of the
It's
ordinary.
just out of the. It's out of the blue.
But it's not completely out of the blue because this episode has no Iris, no Barry because they're on their vacation. Last week's episode, the part that you missed was the part that Barry. The reason that made it so emotional is everyone was kind of going through their own feelings of Barry's not going to be here after a while. Mm-hmm. And so Cisco's main thing was, why even try anymore? You're not going to be here. Why does it matter?
Yeah,
and Barry was pretty much saying, I'm choosing you to be the leader when I'm gone.
Sure.
And because of what he's going through, he couldn't step up to be the leader he needed to be. In this episode, as weird as it is, he's stepping up to be a leader by trying to prove himself innocent for killing his ex-girlfriend.
I get it. It's just a weird episode.
No, it is. But it's like that
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad episode.
But
I'm
that
just
moment
saying,
right there shows that he's got the leadership potential.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad episode. I'm just saying it's a weird episode to kind of throw in out of nowhere when everything else that's going on. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. It's just a weird episode.
It's like, I've been telling you they've been doing flash forwards. Unless these episodes ended, is there just like this shining bright light like in the future? And then
what do you guys think?
And then it goes in on Oliver.
We got 6 minutes left. Here we are. We're back.
In the middle.
Echo was in Earth 19 cell, where he belongs. I'm sorry I lost faith in you, Siski.
Siski?
You know what? It's okay. Things were looking pretty bad there for a second. But what I don't get, if she was dying, why come here?
Because she knew you would bring Echo to justice.
Aww.
She had to lure him here to this earth.
She never lost faith in you, Cisco.
Faith. hard time.
Faith.
This is over with. One line review.
Same thing I have to do.
Move on.
We start healing.
I want to invite you to Cynthia's remembrance ceremony on Earth 19. You too.
I'd be honored.
Aw.
Cynthia would have liked you. I do too.
What's not to love?
Awkward. I have to go now.
That's funny. He was like the comedic thing for. That's funny.
Yeah, well, we haven't said it,
Yeah, I know.
so, yeah,
Me too. Big time.
oh, thank God.
High ground.
Did they just say I love you? Oh.
Please tell me you went home at some point. I knew I smelled SPF 90. How was it?
Amazing. 15 beaches in 24 hours. One of the many perks of marrying a speedster.
Yo. Chester's energy level's already up to 87%? Yeah. The Mac's gonna be done cooking him up any day now. So,
Oh, that's right.
berry was a success? Actually, I had to get rid of it. I did use it. I tried to use it at first, but
That was his plan.
over time, I finally realized. And you already knew that was gonna happen. It's just more proof that you're the right person to lead the team.
Told you.
Sis girl, we got your message. I'm really sorry to hear about Gypsy.
Some things you never get over. But her service is next week. You want us to come with you?
Yeah, I mean, we loved her too.
Thank you. Camilla's coming with me, so. I'm very lucky to have her. Is it wrong to feel that way? I mean, with everything that just happened, it's like I'm moving on. What kind of person does that?
Someone who is very much in love.
Don't say that something's gonna happen to her. By him
It's
saying
fine.
that out loud.
Cynthia wasn't the person I ended up with. But, I think she taught me how to be the person I needed to be. For when the right person came along. And for that, I will never forget her.
Your rattles are good, Joe.
You know, in all the hubbub of saving your keisters, I never got to ask what the hell you were doing down there.
In 1940s, no one says keisters. If you would just tell us what you're looking for down there, we might be able to help you.
I just got a migraine, Steve.
Alright, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, tunnels. Bring your whole fancy team.
Why should we do that?
Gus. I know how to say Barry Allen.
Okay.
The final season of Arrow continues.
Okay, turn off Arrow.
Only on the
Hold on, they're
CW.
gonna show up for next week.
Oh.
My name's Alan. Very
Nice.
This is a party for criminals.
Meister is up to something.
Silence the order. Okay, what are we doing? Flash.
Disney gets to put his tuxedo back on. That's awesome.
All right, I don't know about that. So, yeah, okay.
Turn it off so we don't.
Yeah, all right. So, let's go ahead and talk. Yeah, I've been fighting like a migraine for the last couple
I do
hours.
too, Jeff.
For the last couple hours. So yeah, so I'm trying to
Pretty cool.
it's really bright in here. So, but I'm all good. And I'm ready to talk nerdy.
Did you say nerdy or
Two.
dirty?
Well, it's not that type of show. It's not that type of show.
It didn't sound like you said nerdy.
I will talk nerdy. to all of you.
What about him? Look at this guy. You gonna talk nerdy to him?
Look at that guy. He's all
He's
tired.
all passed out and getting loved on.
All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna get this thing going here, so that we can go ahead and talk about the episode. Talk about.
Wicked Steve said okay since he said dirty. I'll stay on.
I don't know. I may have said it. I don't know.
Jeff says I love Iris's hair. I said the same thing, and then Coco Marvel says I hate Iris. So we're kind of split.
We're all split.
Did you marry your
All right.
book?
So let's all.
Am I in the middle?
Yeah.
Just remember
Yeah,
to-
dude, you're just gonna sit here, Isaac, because I don't have it set up there for that. Okay, guys. So, who wants to go first? Tiff, you're gonna have to scoot over here, babe.
You're gonna have to
Yep.
move over
I know. I'm gonna move over.
because I has no space.
You has no space. We'll get you space.
Now I have space.
Now you have space. Okay. Let's get this going a little bit more here.
Flash 65 says the episode should have been called Faith
It should have been.
because it gotta have faith.
Faith. Baby! Well, I bet it would be nice.
If I went to Star City.
Oh yeah, so last week's episode of Arrow ended. There's this shining bright light, like in the future, like when
Bet it would be
the flash
nice
forwards,
to talk to
and all of a
Barry.
sudden, like that shining light goes away and it goes over to like down in like the Arrow cave is what they call it.
Arrow
And
cave.
it goes
Really
down and
scary.
he's standing like right in the middle. And then it shows Team Arrow and asking him if he's okay and stuff. And then look over and the people from the future are standing right there on the other side.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's like, wait, how the people from
Yeah.
the future get 10 now, and how do they get back?
Okay.
Wicked Steve said cucumber slices on the eyes and a warm towel on top will take away the migraine and
There you
eye
go.
strain.
There you go. Nice.
And Jeff said next episode's going to be so much fun. Baby Giraffe turns 007.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Caleb says or breach of faith. I don't know. Never mind.
That would have been a good. That'd have been a good episode. That'd have been a good
That
thing
would
too.
have been a good name.
So Tiff, you want to start us off? What did you think of this episode?
I actually thought it was quite interesting. It wasn't like up there with like my top favorites. Like
Yeah.
last week was like a 15 out of 10 for me. I loved last week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
this
that was
is
really
kind of
good.
like a trail off episode of that. I see what they were trying to do. They did what they had to do to get rid of Gypsy, and I don't know if they just didn't want to deal with her storyline or close it out and work on other things.
Maybe
you know,
they
'cause
just
they've
knew
got
she
so much.
wasn't. The actress wasn't coming back or something.
Yeah, so I was fine with that, but I loved the mystery of him trying to figure out, like, yeah, it was him that killed her, but yet it wasn't him, and trying to figure that out in time. And I liked the fact that Cisco came into his own. He's kind of realizing, okay, even when we find out later that Barry's not going to disappear, he's still learning his leadership qualities. He's learning to, have confidence and trust in himself and know that he can do some of the stuff that Barry does. He's, so I like that learning process.
Sure.
But it was interwoven with a little bit of, ugh.
Yeah. I don't know, Isaac. What did you think?
You pretty much said most of it, but it's like one thing that I've realized like that's kind of funny is like it seems like Joe's like giving like everybody like this like inspirational talk this season.
I know!
Is he gave Iris one in episode 1, Cecile was episode 2.
Yep.
Last week it was Barry.
Barry, and
This
he
week
was crying last week.
Yep. This week it was Nash.
Yeah.
It's like it seems like every week or like every other week he's always like.
But
saying
it makes
something,
you
like,
realize how
inspired
much
to
we
Flash.
love Joe and how much we missed him being gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I like to see that.
Realness.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see what you guys said.
Papa Joe.
It seemed like a slower episode to me.
Yeah, it was
Is-
really slow.
This was a filler.
This was so.
To go from that high from the last week's where
Yeah.
we loved it to like, we're downhill now. Let's go back up. Like
Yeah,
slightly.
I'll be honest with you. For me, this was a really boring episode. I liked some of the stuff that was going on. I mean, like I said, it wasn't that it was bad. It just I don't know. It was just weird. Like I didn't really feel like I cared really that much.
Well, we
to
didn't
be
have
quite
Barry,
honest.
we didn't have Iris, we didn't have the craziness of them trying to fight crime or fight a baddie. They didn't have.
Well, and
we showed
honestly-
this much of blood work.
But yeah, it showed this
yeah,
much
right.
of blood work, and honestly, like, what has Gypsy done in the last so long. I mean, it's not like
That's why they got rid of her.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is like it would have made more sense if they had brought her on, like if she had been instrumental, like made us care about her again, and then
Caleb's
killed her
right.
off.
Caleb says it's a filler episode. 20 plus episodes per season. You're gonna have a few in between.
Yeah.
Crisis setup,
No, I
main
know.
season story. You got to have some tangents to pace the series.
No, I know. I'm very aware. I get it. I get it. It just seemed like a painfully filler episode to me because honestly,
Well, like a thinker episode.
Yeah, well, because like it would have made more sense like if Gypsy had played some kind of role in the last Lord knows how many episodes.
She
Like,
has, but it's been off world apparently.
we haven't seen anything out of Gypsy, and so like at least it would have reminded us of Gypsy, got Gypsy more in our consciousness,
But
and
I
then to
did
kill
like
her.
the fact that her dad pretty much said even in her death, she knew to bring him to this earth because the one thing she couldn't do, Cisco could. And then that pushed him into that leadership, like, I did something. I was able to figure something out.
Yeah.
Because how did he know he was going to take the gun and go like this and put a force field around? And so it's like...
Yeah, no,
he's
like I said,
pretty
there were
much
cool
saying
things.
I was smart, and he's like, yeah, but I'm smarter.
No, there were definitely
Like the
cool.
speed line,
there
but
were
I'm
cool
taller.
things within the episode. That's what I want to say. There were cool things within the episode. It just didn't seem like it was like,
Good
like
filler?
yeah, it did, even for a filler, it just didn't even seem like it was like that. It made a lot of sense. It didn't utilize a lot of things that were current. I guess. I guess for me, leading up now to Crisis, like especially with Arrow, like everything kind of pointing right to Crisis and stuff, and everything like
Looks
for,
like
for
last
me,
week's episode hit you in the feels.
For me, a show like The Flash should be like kind of zeroing in on that kind of stuff as well, and it shouldn't. This one kind of came way out of left field with like characters and things that are
And
not
it looks
relevant.
like they're cutting back into that with the 007 next week.
Well, that's a concern of mine. I know Jeff said that he looks forward to next week's. I'll be honest with you,
thought I
that
heard one
for
of them.
me, for me personally, and it's nothing against you, Jeff. Just for me personally, that trailer like didn't excite me for next week either, because honestly, it looks like some like weird like thing that's not really happening, that's not really relevant to any of the story that we're like getting that we're hoping for. Or in the middle of. It's just kind of like it looks like another filler episode where it's going to show them in some kind of James Bond setting. You know what I mean?
Like when he had his dream like musical sequence.
Yeah. Which I'll be honest with you, I know that there's people who really like the musical episode. I cannot stand the musical episode.
Well, one thing I thought I heard Barry say was Music Meister. I thought I heard him say that like at the beginning of
Again?
it. Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. There you go.
You say, and it kind of looks like the setting for that kind of looks like that Music Meister episode. Like the
yeah,
setting
well,
of it,
it's kind of that dreamy, kind of dreamscape kind of thing, right? Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. I mean, Caleb and Wicked, Steve hit it right. I mean, the first season of
Smallville.
Of the first, not even just the first season of Smallville, because it was a few seasons before we started getting into actual season storyline wise.
It started picking up once you get to Brainiac, like when he first gets
where there's like an
introduced.
overarching story. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that, but the first season was all just crypto freaks of the week, right? And then like season 2 started with like it had like kind of a minor story over the arc, but then there was still
it was like Meteor Freak every other week now instead of every week.
Yeah. So like they would throw something in, and so that's my only concern about that, guys. I'm not mad at it. It's still cool. It was cool to see Cisco do some things that we hadn't seen Cisco do in a while. And like you said, Cisco stepped it up. So where Cisco is showing that he's going to be a part of things and be able to help lead. But just in a second, I'm going to share with you what I think is going to happen with Crisis.
Fat Bruce LOL Appleby says, "What did you think of the last season of the Orville? Because I thought it was good, and I can't wait for season 3."
Oh, dude, the Orville can do no wrong for me. The only thing the Orville is doing wrong for me is that it's going to be on Hulu, and now it'll make it harder for us to live stream it with you guys.
But we can do it like we did Titans.
Yeah, we'll figure it out when it comes back. But at that, and I think it's going to be too long of a wait, because by the time we get Orville season 3, we will have waited over a year and a half
Yeah.
Almost 2 years for that. And it's not really been set up so far like an event thing, like a Stranger Things or like a Netflix series.
Yeah.
So like when we got the first 2 seasons, boom, boom, it's weird to have to wait for season 3. But man, as far as storyline, as far as cast,
Visual.
as far as visuals, characters, there is not a show on right now, I don't think, on television anywhere that has matched the Orville. That's why we started live streaming it with y'all.
Look at Wookie. He's intently listening to you, Enosh.
Wookie, do you like my my take on that?
He's like, yes, go ahead. Please do continue.
Yes, Dad. Yes.
Caleb says Ralph's wife in the comics had a role in the Crisis Aftermath comic 52, so Ralph finding her is a bit of a priority.
Yeah.
That's why it was awesome to see hear that last week. He's like, what? It's not like I'm gonna marry or anything.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That's why Isaac looked at it. He's like, well,
maybe. Maybe.
That's why I was saying last week's episode was perfect for me and Isaac to do our own live stream when you were gone.
Yeah.
Because there was so much going on that Isaac was able to pull from and we were able to talk about, and it was just...
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. It's definitely good stuff. So...
I mean, you were missed, but we had fun.
Oh. Well, I'm glad that I was missed.
Because you had fun, too, when you were gone.
I did. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself being with family and also with my conference. My conference was good. Mm-hmm. And I had fun with y'all live streaming during the day. # I love Star Wars. But I don't know.
Clap. I don't know how you put claps into hashtags.
Well, you'd have to watch Jeremy's card
I know,
videos.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Anyways, Tiffany, what would you give this episode of The Flash that was flashless? 1 through 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the least.
This was another episode without much like Flash, like without powers or like Flash, just like in
Yeah.
general.
I know, that's the second in a row.
This is them saving some money.
Yeah. Saving it for Crisis.
Saving it for Crisis, baby.
Because even doing the same thing on Arrow, like there's not as much visual effects.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about Black Lightning because we're behind on that.
We gotta catch up.
Yeah.
You're here this weekend. Let's catch up on Black Lightning.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna binge it. I would give it about a 6 or 7 out of 8, or out of 10.
What'd you say?
6 or 7 out of 10.
6 or 7. Okay. All
Because
right.
it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't the best, but I did like where it was coming from, and I liked stuff within it. If they could have expounded on those things, it would have been a better episode.
Says the woman in the Flash earrings. Did you see? Have you? I don't think you showed them. Can you guys actually see them? I don't know if you guys.
I don't know if you can see them.
Get right in front of there, babe.
Can you?
Oh yeah, I can see them now. Yep. See, guys, she's got some Flash earrings.
They're flashy.
They're flashy.
They also go with my Flash bracelet that he got me.
It makes her ears very fast. Fast ears.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
I don't know either. Isaac, what did you think of this episode?
I'd say, for me, I'd probably say a 7 or 7.5. Because, like, it definitely had that filler, like, feel to it, like we've been saying.
Yeah.
It was, like, of course, like, last week, that was, like, a really good episode. So it's, like, of course, the next one's not going to be... It's not going to top that one. So it's, like, I'm kind of, like, remembering that.
But they could have had a good one and then just, like...
Why?
Leveled out.
No,
they didn't have to go down.
Normally, pretty much the only times you have sometimes, like, better, like, back to back to back is if it's night by night. Like, crossovers and stuff, like, gets better every night.
Yeah.
But it's like normally you don't get that like week by week. You don't get something that's better than before.
But Arrow's getting better because you know it's near the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's getting better and better, and you're crying more and more. And they're crying more and more apparently.
So I would give this a 6, and I think that's kind of being generous because, like I said, it's maybe it's because I got a migraine and because I'm dealing with this, but honestly, it just did not really like hold my attention. It didn't have it wasn't something that had me focusing on it that like really excited me. There just didn't seem to be anything going on that was just like you know what I mean? I know. Steve's using fighting words down there. I'm just messing with you, Steve.
Oh, nice. Dave of Steel says the Skywalker is my account.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
He's doing double duty.
That makes sense. We got Dave, man, cutting in with the Superman reference and the Star Wars reference. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, so this episode was just kind of there for me. You know, it was just it was definitely a placeholder. I liked some of the Cisco stuff, but to be honest with you, it just like if I hadn't seen this episode, I don't feel like I would have missed out on anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have like it wouldn't have been detrimental had
Jeff actually makes a good point.
What'd Jeff say?
He just said 7.5 for me. Not everything revolves around Crisis. Supergirl and Batwoman barely reference the Crisis. If you want serious action Crisis stuff, watch the final season of Arrow.
Exactly.
No, I know, Jeff. I'm totally there with you, man.
Steve's like us. Steve just says, haha, Tiff said duty.
No, Jeff, I totally get it, man. And I'm not saying that everything has to reference Crisis. You know, that it doesn't. Everything,
There's a lot that
everything
you
doesn't
have
have to. It's just this episode was just kind of, for me. Like I said, there was good Cisco stuff. I did like. It wasn't horrible.
Jeff said Flash is meant to be a fun show to begin with.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yes, Flash has never really been a serious show.
It's just an opinion about one episode. We're all good.
It's the Jeff whip.
I know Jeff is throwing it down. Jeff is defending this episode.
Do the whip.
Jeff likes this episode. And it looks like he's gonna like next week's too. So
I think
that's
next
fine.
week's looks fun, but Dibney, you put Dibney in him in the.
I'm
Flash
no longer
together.
having any fun. Gosh darn it! No, just season.
I was saying,
It's okay, it'll be over the Flash.
It's like we're gonna get more of those serious episodes the closer we get to Crisis.
Yeah, I know.
Because like of course that one before Crisis, that the week before, it's obviously gonna be like the most serious of the whole season.
Yeah.
They're gonna be totally serial.
Well, because it's be like a week before Crisis.
Well, yeah.
I like the Flash better than I like Arrow. So
Isaac is on the fence, or no?
No, Arrow is that's my top show.
Arrow's your top show.
Oh yeah. He's been talking about that. He's been.
Which is interesting because he only just watched all of Arrow this year. So just in the last few months.
But it's enough to bring him in, and he's in love.
I watched seasons 1 through 3 live, like week by week, but then I stopped. I don't remember why.
Took a break.
Yeah. And
They were on a break.
And then I caught up when they're in the middle of season 6.
But he binged it all at once during the summer, and then he's like...
It's like, since then I haven't really been able to binge shows.
No, because nothing compares to the Arrow.
It's like, okay, now I'm going to catch up on Supergirl.
But it's not Arrow.
Like, I've been watching it for like 4 months now. I'm like halfway through season 2.
That's how I am when I read a really good book or a series of books, that it's like when the book's done, you're almost depressed, because you're like, it's not the same.
So,
Jeff said, sorry, Dad Enosh. I just love the fun episodes. Musical, 007, Dibney. Not necessarily tonight's. Big Tasty said Jeremy's doing the live stream Saturday night.
yeah, so Soybase Jeremy. So you know what? Soybase Jeremy needs to have somebody like me on. So y'all can hashtag him. Tell him that he needs to have Poindexter Lounge represent then on his live stream if that's what he's doing, if he's opening them up. Hey, look, I'm glad about that. If that is what Jeremy is doing, if he's legitimately listening to people, not just, and it's not just about The Last Jedi to me. Obviously, I love The Last Jedi, and I've made no bones about that. I love The Last Jedi. But even more so for me, it's about bringing positivity back to Star Wars. That we don't necessarily
about that. Sorry, go ahead.
that we don't necessarily all have to like the same thing. We don't have to like the same thing. Everybody doesn't have to like the Last Jedi, but we also don't have to try to tear the whole house down, right? You know, we enjoy its different levels. We enjoy its different rooms, so to speak. There are different rooms in this Star Wars house. And every room is not going to be for you. There's a play room. There's a fun room. There's a kids room. There's you know, all these different things, and that room may not be for you, but it's okay.
I like what the Flash 65 said. He says, "Why do you think Cisco was cutting his hair? I know he wasn't controlling himself, but why that?" And I've noticed, though, because when he got in bed with his girlfriend, I was joking, saying, oh my gosh, his hair is longer than hers. Yeah. And he's always had the long hair, but it's like, it's a lot longer, so I wonder if that's going to be
I think because that noise machine is what the Earth 19 version of him used to like control him.
Mm-hmm.
Is I think maybe that he did that to maybe be like, okay, like maybe he'll pick up on these tiny things, so when it does get to the point where he killed Gypsy, maybe he'd actually believe that he did it because he was doing these tiny things like every night. Then maybe it was just like that one like big thing happens.
Yeah.
And the tiny things will make him believe that he did that.
That's true. But I thought I noticed that too with the scissors because I was like, I mean, because even he was like, ah, when he woke up. So.
Yeah. So, Soy-based Jeremy, hopefully I just messaged you because I didn't know how long they were going to be talking about that. But you know what? I appreciate you mentioning me, and hopefully we could do this. Now, before we move on.
Yeah, because Caleb has a question.
Because Caleb wants to talk about. So here's my thoughts on what's going to end up happening. So everything keeps pointing to that the Flash has to die in Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
That the Flash has to die in Crisis. And I agree with that. I think the Flash does have to die in Crisis. But I don't think it's going to be our Flash. I don't think that it's going to be our version of the Flash. I think that it's going to be Earth 90's Flash. John Wesley Shipp's the Flash that ends up dying in the Crisis. I think that we're going to see him reemerge. Last we saw him, he basically got
sent somewhere else.
And he was the one to originally be fighting this cause in back during last season's crossover during Elseworlds, and the Monitor sent him somewhere else, and he was the last one to survive out of Earth 90's heroes who fought, and so I have this feeling that Earth 90 Flash, John Wesley Shipp's the Flash, will be the one to sacrifice himself if a Flash has to die.
Which would mean a lot because he's got the face of Flash's dad and all that kind of stuff.
He's got the face of Flash's dad. Also, there's history there because he is the Flash from the 1990 TV show. That's why he's from Earth 90. And so I think that given
90
the fact,
meaning he was the Flash in the 90s.
Yeah, well, no, that's why.
I know.
That's why he's from Earth. That's why they say he's referenced from Earth 90. So I think that is a. I think that is where we'll get the sacrifice of Barry dying.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
Barry.
Yeah, well, because he is Barry.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be Barry and Kara.
Didn't say which one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see the whole Kara thing.
See, they should bring the Supergirl from the 90s and
well,
have her be the one
she's
that's the Kara.
It was the 80s. It was the 80s.
Well, yeah, the 80s.
So do you?
Who plays her mom on the TV show?
So is there a surprise Helen Slater appearance?
That would be
of
cool.
Supergirl?
Or
I'm calling that.
Does it have to be a Kryptonian?
Oh.
Instead of Kara.
And maybe, just any Kryptonian?
Maybe is that how they write off Tom Welling's Superman?
I really hope not.
Oh, shut your face.
Yeah. I want Tom Welling's Superman to always be out there somewhere. I would even, that's the one bad thing about bringing in the multiverse and bringing him into Crisis on Infinite Earth, because if they reduce it all back down to one, that kind of ticks me off that we'll have to get rid of him. Yeah. But if he's got to go,
do it in a good way.
Do it in a good way.
Because I'm thinking that since he's now coming back, I think that they're gonna write him off in a way where he's not coming back.
We're happier than the way season 10 ended.
Yeah.
He takes off in his tights, breaking all different things.
I was thinking that too, Caleb. It's like, or maybe Brandon Routh's Superman, because he's leaving Legends this season, but it's like it's the Atom that's leaving.
Amanda's wife.
Yeah, but it's the Atom that's leaving, not Superman.
Or Brandon Routh's Superman, and I agree with that, Caleb. That's
Isaac just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also like the Flash 65 says, what do you think Nash's plan is to save the Flash? Isaac, you're the one that's become a Wells expert.
He's been
plethora of Wells.
Been talking with the Council of Wells.
I like the one that's like Matthew McConaughey. All right.
Because we're getting more of the Monitor on Arrow, because he's having those interactions with Oliver. And they're slow, and especially in this last episode, they went to I can't remember what his name was, but they're trying to find like this grave of the first Ra's al Ghul, because he had something in his journals about the Monitor. So they're trying to find that and then translate that, and what you end up finding out is that crisis happens because the Monitor's trying to stop what happens, but because of what he does to try and stop it, that's what sparks crisis.
Ah.
It's because of what the Monitor's doing.
He's just gonna walk across me. Okay. He's like, here.
So
let me get in on this.
So it's like, I don't know if maybe changing that Flash is supposed to die is maybe that's what...
Well, because he just said at the end of this
Yeah.
episode, you guys can follow me down to the caves because I've got a plan to save the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
And last week, it ended with him finding out where the Monitor was going.
Yeah.
So, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's like,
From the Flash, 65.
yeah.
But see, okay, so yeah, so jumping across there, we need to talk about Batman here in a second. But I do want to, and I don't want to make this all about Star Wars because we've been spending a lot of time talking about Star Wars this week. But I will say this, Soy Base Jeremy. So I do understand that there's a middle ground. But here's my question though. Who thinks that there's no middle ground? Here's the thing.
Ooh, Caleb's got a good idea.
Why would
Yeah,
who tries to say that any of the Star Wars movies are perfect? I mean I don't say that the Force or that the Last Jedi is perfect, but I don't know anybody who says any of the Star Wars movies. Although Empire, I'll be honest with you, I don't care what Barry said tonight, and Barry can rot in a shallow grave for all I care after that statement. Put Jurassic Park
in front of the Empire
over Empire Strikes Back. I think that just shows
form.
I think that shows one thing right there. This is not the real Barry. This is a doppelganger Barry that has been infiltrated somehow.
Should not enter that in the chili cook-off because that's weak sauce.
Oh my gosh! Because Empire, quite frankly, is very close to being the perfect movie. Quite honestly, but beyond that, every Star Wars movie has flaws. I mean, there's flaws in every Star Wars movie. So I wouldn't just say it's SJWs. I mean, social justice warriors saying that it's perfect. I don't see anybody that has said anything's perfect. And if somebody said anything's perfect, I don't care what side that they say it on. That's just dumb to say anything's perfect. I don't think there is a perfect movie. I mean, really. I'd be hard pressed. Besides maybe Empire, I mean, I don't see anything else as being perfect. Do you?
Yeah. No. Well, not in our nerdverse. I mean, my favorite movie that still can't even call it perfect is I love the Back to the Future, but there's all the holes in that movie too. It's like
Tons
you
of
can
holes
find
in
it in all these different movies.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that we found out that Crispin Glover wasn't in the last two movies.
Well, he wasn't in part 2.
Yeah.
So what the heck? How is it that I've been a Back to the Future fan this long and did not catch on to that he's not in that movie at all? Not even in the back in the 1950s shots. I don't get that. But that being said, so Caleb says I think he's trying to find that multiverse element to find Earth 90s Barry to replace Earth 1 Barry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
So
Think about that. It's like if Team Flash knows, I know Team Flash won't let that happen. They won't be okay with that.
And yes, Flash.
And that's good. And that's good. Soybase Jeremy, I'm glad that Jeremy realizes after Robert Burnett, opened up and talked to him, because. But see, that's the thing is I'm glad that this bubble is popping. That this balloon that has been filling with air of negativity for so long, that it pops, because we got to move on, right? I mean, we got, and that's what I've been saying all week long with my hashtag I Love Star Wars campaign. We got to move on. We got to just love Star Wars for what it is, right? And stop claiming that everybody's trying to either ruin it or that it's pushing some agenda or something like that, and just love it for what it is. I mean, because honestly, you can read anything into it, but that's just my yeah, I'm not here to call anybody names. I'm not here to call anybody names. I'm not here to make fun of anybody. I'm not here to put anybody down. I've been called a lot of things and
told to do a lot.
Told to do a lot of very wrong things, just for simply stating that that I love Star Wars. But you know what? It's not going to deter me because I love Star Wars, and that's it. So I wanted to go back though. Let's see, who was it who mentioned? There was something. We were talking about Batman.
Yes.
Yep.
We were talking about, and Caleb brought up some stuff.
Mentioned
the guy's
Batman
training him
too.
also trained Keanu Reeves.
And
for
doing
John
the
Wick.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the guy that's training Robert Pattinson is the guy
Thought,
that trained
yeah,
Keanu
because
Reeves.
Caleb said thoughts on Robert Pattinson learning jujitsu from the John Wick stunt coordinator, who is also doing the stunts for the Batman movie. Yeah, Batman should be able to do jujitsu. Batman is like trained in you know all the martial arts really, and in this Batman we're also supposed to be getting like that they're going full on Sherlock Holmes Batman.
Nice.
They're like
Someone
he.
like the detective
Let's
side.
see, I can
We're
see
supposed to
Pattinson
see
doing
finally.
that.
We're finally supposed to see the full-on detective Batman. He's supposed to be the world's greatest detective, and so I'm down with
really
seeing
good.
that. Like I said earlier, my only concern about this whole new Batman movie is obviously if you're gonna have all these villains in it. I mean, what's the biggest complaint that's always in anything, and especially even Batman movies, kind of kick this whole thing off is we got too many villains in this movie. Hopefully they don't all have these huge roles, but it's like if you're having like
Penguin, Riddler,
Colin
and
Farrell
Catwoman.
and Matthew McConaughey and who else did we say was in there?
Colin Farrell.
I said Colin Farrell. I got
But
the
also, you don't want to overload it with characters because right now they have they're gonna have the main ones: Batman and James Gordon.
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon.
It sounds like
And
it may
then-
be a whodunit
Yeah.
of types.
Because there's also Catwoman, Two-Face, Riddler, Penguin.
Yeah, I mean, so it's and they're just getting started. So.
Yeah. That's just the ones I can name off the top of my head.
Yeah, we could have a whole lot more by the time that the whole thing is done. And
People are wanting Robin. It's like,
well, there's been talk that Robin
Yeah.
might be in it.
Well,
so,
we've already got
but I don't
two
know how you do
Titans.
Robin because Robert Pattinson is not old enough.
to have
To-
Robin.
And I guess that's one of my pet peeves about this
looks more
too
like a
is,
Robin.
is Robert Pattinson doesn't seem old enough to have like all these villains
Not even.
be a part of
It's the
this.
same thing that happened in Gotham. All these things came up before he was old enough to do it.
I know, and so I don't know. But here's the thing: I'm not gonna hate on the movie because I figure it like this. I'm gonna watch the movie. I'm gonna give it a chance.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
give it
how
a
I
chance.
feel. And that's how I also feel about the Superman Tyler Hoechlin
Yes,
show.
yeah.
Just because it's like, you know what, I like him as an actor. I like what he does when he's not Supergirl down.
And I also felt that way for Batwoman. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna give this a chance. And
And
I
I'm
actually
glad
really
we
like it.
did because the more I'm watching Batwoman, the more I'm actually digging it. The storyline's getting pretty cool.
Well, it's the one character they introduced. They need to bring Batman
I know.
into the Arrowverse.
That's
eventually.
what I was thinking.
Did you watch episode 3?
Of
Batwoman.
But no, I have not seen episode 3 of Batwoman.
There's one character they introduced that.
Me and Isaac
That's
were
like now you kind of need Bruce Wayne if you're gonna introduce
Yep.
him.
Really?
Yep. So
Because they
Isaac
even do
keeps
the full
wondering.
origin.
Isaac keeps wondering with the way that they're doing stuff on Batwoman if they're gonna end up bringing Batman in more than just like a
After Crisis.
side shot or stuff like this.
I just hope they don't do a Captain
So who did
Marvel
they
type
introduce?
thing. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Hush.
Really?
Yeah.
They introduced Hush?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not as the villain part yet. It's more
Yeah.
of like the
Origin
The human
almost,
part
kind of
of him.
like how he came to be.
is he just moved all of his stuff to Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like kind of talking to Bruce Wayne. He's like, oh yeah, now I finally have a
And
building.
he's a jerk. Like you
Yeah.
want to smack him you
Yeah.
want to punch him in the throat.
Like he built a building in Gotham, like in the middle, right by
So that he
the Wayne
could
Tower.
overlook Wayne Tower.
Yeah, and he's like, finally, I looked down on Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. It's a good episode.
Yeah, and they even went into the origin about how he was waiting for his parents to die, and Batman ends up saving his parents, which
Which he hates
Which-
Batman for because
yeah.
now he has to wait longer.
which drew out his inheritance.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
they're following his story.
That's that's interesting. Does anybody know what the total is? Maybe Caleb, maybe you have this. What the totals are right now for the Joker movie? Did it go over $1 billion?
Isaac's finding he's like
I would say
challenge
Bryce has
accepted.
probably posted if they have.
I know because he loves.
Total money grossed for the Joker movie?
He isn't. I say Bryce hasn't posted anything.
I'm not finding anything.
Siri doesn't like you.
How much money has the Joker movie made?
900 million, Caleb says.
900 million. That's close.
2019. The U.S. box office gross for the 2019 movie Joker was about 299.
As of November 3rd, it's made 299 million here in 299.2 million here in the States. What is the global
Caleb said 900 million.
take for the Joker movie?
I found this on the web.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a big deal. So that's something that we need to talk about too, because now they're talking about there's like I heard a horrible rumor that they're talking about now making a Lex Luthor movie, but without Superman. As if Superman doesn't
like
exist.
Venom without Spider-Man.
Which I will just say this: if they make a Lex Luthor movie that has nothing to do with Superman, because they're saying that it's just going to be about a rich guy who overcomes whatever and becomes president, that's not a Lex Luthor movie. That's just dumb. I'm sorry. If you
Be
can't,
the only Superman thing you wouldn't watch.
oh my gosh, you can't just look. You can't just start making villain movies that are detached from their superheroes just because the Joker does this. Because the reality is that the Joker movie really isn't about the Joker. We get a little glimpse of who the Joker might be in the Joker movie, but really that doesn't have to be the Joker. That could be anybody. You know, that could be any character. In fact, you know, Martin Scorsese, who's what? Martin Scorsese, who has been like very vocal these last few weeks about superhero movies and his negativity towards them, actually just came out and was quoted as talking about, because he was actually going to direct the Joker and he'd been working on it for 4 years, which goes to show you that this movie, the Joker movie, was not a response to Justice League. Everybody's been trying to act like it was a negative response to Justice League, that Justice League sucked, so they went ahead and made this movie. That's not the case. Martin Scorsese had been working on this movie for 4 years and decided not to do it because he couldn't nail the fact that to turn him into Joker at the end, is what he said. He couldn't nail the final act to turn him into Joker because it doesn't have to be Joker, right? I love the movie. I love how it portrays Joker. I think it's cool. It's a
You're
version.
getting loud, so the dog's a little concernicus.
It's a version of Joker. It's a
Yes.
version of Joker. But if you make a Lex Luthor movie that has nothing to do with Superman whatsoever, and that's what the rumor was that it'll have nothing to do. It'll be just kind of like a rags to riches story about a guy who ends up becoming president and he's you know, corrupt and all this stuff. That's just a movie. That's not a Lex Luthor movie. And without a Superman to overcome, I mean, that's what makes Lex Luthor who he is that he works behind the scenes to thwart the superheroes. I mean, even if it's not just Superman, but all the heroes in the DC universe.
Caleb says that's not a Lex Luthor movie. That's a Donald Trump biopic. He also said thoughts on Brandon Thwaites from Titans and Brendan Fraser from Doom Patrol, each potentially filming scenes for Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I'm down with it. I would love to see them somehow portray characters in Crisis.
If they do something like that, you know that they can't do it once, because you know if they do it once, then people are going to want it again.
Yeah.
Like,
well, here's something interesting too, though, because everybody's talking about how Greg Berlanti is producing this Green Arrow or Green Lantern show for HBO now, but Berlanti produces all of the
DC shows.
all the DC universe shows too. He produces Titans. Nobody's talked about that. I was watching like John Campy or something like, and they were like talking about, oh yeah, you know, it's great to see Greg Berlanti, you know, doing another DC thing that doesn't connect to the CW, and it's like, well, none of those shows connect to the CW. Now, here will be something interesting. If that's true, and they are filming scenes for Crisis, the universe doesn't collapse because they are not going to cancel Titans.
yeah.
So Titans will go on, and I doubt that they're going to bring Titans into the DC Arrowverse shows. So that won't be, and they're not going to do that so that'll mean that the all the universes will not collapse into one, because they're not going to do that.
Well, so far only Earth 2 has completely disappeared
in
in the
Arrowverse.
Arrowverse.
Yeah. So I don't know what the end game is on that, like where they hope to go with that. But it won't. If that's the case, then they won't. It will not be like the comic book where it all went down to just one universe. I think then they leave universes open, and I don't know.
Yeah. Plus, if they just leave it to one universe, then there wouldn't be possibilities for other shows like new heroes like later down the line. Like when we went to the Motor City Comic Con when Black Lightning was there, when Logan and I went to the panel, they were talking about how they want to get Static Shock onto the show.
Yeah.
But they said before they do Static Shock, they'd probably want a TV show first for him. Or set him up in Black Lightning and then move him on to his own show.
Well, Black Lightning's gonna be a part of the
Crisis.
It's not going to be
Crisis.
on his episode, but he's going to be in
Yeah.
Crisis.
Yeah.
So I mean, they may bring Black Lightning now into the Arrowverse.
Yeah, which I'm hoping they do.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can introduce all those other characters. But with a show like Titans being on the fact that it's on the DCEU or on the DC Universe network
Instead of
streaming service
CW
instead of
Arrowverse.
CW or whatever, so it's a completely different thing, and you're not gonna, it's not gonna all of a sudden be in there. I love Titans. Folks, if you're not watching Titans, if you don't have the DC Universe, do yourself a favor and watch Titans, because Titans is phenomenal. Titans is great.
Caleb says
Especially season 2.
it was confirmed that the Green Lantern show is DCEU. They're apparently
Yeah.
testing the waters. It'll start out separate, but if it's well received, it'll be wrapped into the DCEU.
The movies is what that means, and
Maybe.
that's really
Maybe if it does good, then maybe they'll start to tie the other shows to the movies.
so. Do we get? Is that going to be Hal Jordan?
That's one thing I was thinking about today.
Smart.
Like during school, it was like, wait, if
Jon
we're
Stewart?
If we're getting Green Lantern, that's Green Lantern. They haven't said, oh yeah, we're getting Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
It's like, is it gonna be Hal Jordan, or I know people have been wanting Jon Stewart for a while.
Is it a Green Lantern Corps movie? Or a TV show? I mean.
Yeah.
Is it Kyle Rainier? I hope it's not Kyle Rainier, but
Because originally wasn't the movie gonna be a team up between Hal Jordan and
the movie
Jon
was
Stewart.
the movie was supposed to be a buddy cop movie with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart to kind of appease both sides of that, because there's people like me who really, you know, they grew up with Hal Jordan, they want Hal Jordan, and then there's people who grew up with Jon Stewart, you know, since the old Justice League cartoon and stuff, that generation, and so that'll be an interesting combination.
Is it gonna be one of them? Is it gonna be both of them? How many Green Lanterns?
Yeah.
I want pink lanterns.
You want pink lanterns? We established there are pink lanterns.
We also remember with you, me, and Bob way back in the day. We also talked about how there were, was it turquoise lanterns?
Turquoise lanterns, yes. Turquoise lanterns. You got all the different color lanterns.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, you got all of them. So, my thing froze up, so I'm just trying to see what other comments are there. But yeah.
One was just Caleb
That's
saying
it.
how Green Lantern ties into the
Yep.
DCU.
Yeah, so that should be interesting of how he's gonna tie into the DCEU, and if it's Hal Jordan or if it's somebody else, you know. I just my biggest disappointment is if they don't throw that thing up on the DC streaming service. What am I paying for?
Because pretty much the only things right now is Titans and Young Justice are the only like two shows that they're like constantly working on.
Well, they're doing Doom Patrol, but Doom Patrol is
Oh, yeah.
now also going to go on HBO now, but it's also going to be, well, hold on, it's going to be on both. That's what I'm
Oh.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is though, is if it's going to be on both, that's fine if you're trying to expand the audience
Or
by
see
by
which
going
one you'd rather, which
Yeah.
streaming service
by
you'd rather
going
buy.
to HBO to be able to get more of an audience, maybe for a couple of shows
Maybe
that
like,
you
hey,
wouldn't necessarily come to just the DC universe. I get that, but like, why are you developing shows that you're going to put on other streaming services when
That DC
you have a
related.
streaming service? That ticks me off as somebody who.
Caleb said also it's HBO Max, not HBO Now.
Oh, okay.
HBO Max is replacing HBO Now for the same $15 price.
Okay.
It'll have HBO, Cinemax, WB Movies, DC Movies, and shows. Cartoon Network, Hanna-Barbera, among the other stuff.
Okay.
And then Wicked Steve said, continue on with Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Robin Darkwing.
Oh, that'd be a cool show. That'd be a cool show. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, what is his name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a Nightwing. That'd be a cool sideshow. But
JGL.
yeah, but I just as a subscriber to the DC universe, I cannot for the life of me figure out why you develop something for another streaming service that you're not going to put on the DC streaming service. That ticks me off as a customer. That's one thing that I can appreciate about Disney Plus is everything is going on Disney Plus. As much as it sucks to lose stuff off of Netflix and everything else, at least you know that if you go to Disney Plus, you're going to get everything. You're gonna get all the Marvel movies, all the Star Wars stuff. You're gonna get all of the TV shows from both of those genres.
All the classic Disney movies.
Classic Disney, all the new Disney stuff that comes out. Pixar, you're gonna get it all in one place. They're not doing the stupid stuff where they're like, oh, we're gonna release it over here and do it over this, and stuff, because that is dumb. Dumb. As Dark Helmet would say.
Hey, dum-dum, you give me gum-gum?
No, as Dark Helmet would say from Spaceballs, says that if that's good, good is dumb. Because that is dumb. That's a dumb thing to do with your streaming service.
Caleb says, Wicked Steve said, yep, got Netflix and Disney Plus. And then Caleb says it was confirmed DC Universe shows and movies will be phased out late next year to HBO Max. The DC Universe service will be for comics only.
Now, Caleb, I have not seen... You're gonna have to send me something that confirms that, because there's people who's talking about that, but I have not seen any official statement from anybody saying that's actual.
And also for the
it's
comics.
all up in the air right now. Yeah. People are saying that. I know that people are trying to say that, and that could very well be. That could very well be, especially with stuff like this happening, which ticks me off again. But besides that, though, they're continuing. I mean, we got Harley, we got all these new things coming out. And they're continuing to sell it. Like they just renewed everybody's 1-year subscription. So our 1-year subscription just got renewed. There has not been anything official that has said that it's going to get all put into HBO Max. So I mean, that's the key word, official, like confirmed.
No, Caleb says that's just what I've heard. No source. Sorry, I guess I shouldn't say confirmed.
Yeah, That's all I would say is that's just that word confirmed. I've heard that. I've definitely heard that rumor, but confirmed is the key phrase there, because I have not heard that confirmed.
But it's also they don't really have many comics on DC Universe right now.
No,
they have like the first issue of every story and that's it.
Yeah, and
then they also have like some of the big stories.
They got some of the big stories on
Death of Superman. I'm pretty sure they have the whole thing on there. I can't remember.
I don't know, because honestly, I've tried reading comics on there, and I don't really like reading comics on there because it takes forever to go through. Honestly, if you want to read comics, this is what I'll tell you. It's a free comic site. It's called Read Comics. Yeah. Just look it up. You'll find it. It's just called Read Comics, and just put Read Comics free or whatever into Google. They're not paying me to say this because it's an absolutely free thing. You could find literally every comic
not just DC.
Out there. Which reminds me, there's something that I want to talk about in this Talk Nerdy to Me. If you guys are comic fans, we got to talk about this because it's new from DC. And while I was in Seattle, I picked this up. So you guys go ahead and discuss that amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
I can go grab it real quick if you want.
You want to go grab it?
Yeah, that way you guys can talk.
Because like I know they have like some full stories, like the Crisis comics. They have those on there.
Yep.
But it's like kind of like what they did with Smallville, like how they created those like season was it season 11?
Yeah, season 11. Yeah.
So like they had those season 11 comics, but that's not DC Universe. But Arrow kind of did the same thing after season 4.
Okay.
Is they kind of did it. It's like kind of like in between seasons instead of like continuing after the end of the show.
Gotcha.
But it only has like maybe like the first 5, but they like make them normally, for that.
Yeah. So So that's things I have not watched any or not. I've read a couple of comics, but if you really are into reading comics and you want to follow full storylines, you can find them all free if you just type in "read comics free." There's a website that pops up. You can literally find everything, not just DC and Marvel, but DC, Marvel, Star Wars. I mean, well, Star Wars, you know what I mean when I say Marvel, not just made by Marvel, but I mean, I'm talking like every character, everything. Now, this is something I want to talk to you guys about because I found this. Caleb, have you seen these? Is it? Yeah, it's Read Comic. Yeah, there it is. It's Read Comic, readcomiconline.to. Read Comic, just comic. readcomiconline.to. Every comic you can possibly think of, like old comics, every new comic. If you want to read the Flash comics, all you got to do is go to that, and they have everything. You can go all the way back. It's got all the back issues. I mean, I don't know how they're doing this, but they've digitized literally everything. Going way back. I mean, it's got the entire Superman run. It's got Flash. It's got all the DC stuff and everything from Rebirth on. And every time a new comic comes out, it's there. That's why I actually stopped buying the Rebirth stuff. Because I was buying all the Rebirth stuff. I was buying like 5-6 titles from the Rebirth stuff. And I stopped because I found this and I could read it all for free. You know? And the thing is, I love the way that it reads because it doesn't read like the DC Universe does, where it's like it goes panels and it takes forever to load and all this stuff.
You can either do it page by page or you can do it panel by panel.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't want to do that though because on this thing you literally just scroll through the entire book. You just scroll page after page after page. It's so easy. Now I want to talk to you guys about this.
Caleb said real quick. He said also if you have a library card, get the Hoopla or Overdrive app. You get 5 free digital downloads per month. They have free books, comics, movies, shows, etc.
Oh, there you go. That's good to know, too. All right, so this, guys, I don't know if you guys have seen these, but this, talking about multiverse stuff, so this is Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Wow. All I can say is wow. The first one... Now, I don't understand the numbering on them because apparently these are just one-offs from what I was told. This could be totally wrong. I talked to the guy at the comic book shop there in Seattle, and he said that these are just one-offs. So I don't understand why the Superman is number 1 and the Batman is also number 1. And they got a Blackest Night apparently coming out next. But check this out. So the Batman one is the one that came out first. This continues the story. This tells a different version of the story of Batman after he had his back broken by Bane. Way back in the 90s when that story came out. This tells a different tale of that. This is the dark multiverse. These are darker stories, folks. These are like, oh my gosh. They're like worst case scenario stories. All I got to say is they got a scene. So John Paul Valley, who became Azrael, and who Batman put as Batman for a time until he was able to come back, and he ended up having to beat Azrael, to get his mantle back. Yeah. In this, he did not come back because I don't want to give you spoilers just in case you do read it. But so basically, right there you have Bane breaking the bat right there. And then when Azrael comes up, Azrael does that. We froze.
Yeah,
so we're froze where you're pointing at the cover.
Oh, that's why. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry. Okay, so we had so there, Bane breaks the Batman right there, as you can see. And then the next thing, it tells alternate stories. So Azrael does that to Bruce Wayne. And then I will just say this, he keeps him for 30 years. He basically just about kills him, but he doesn't kill. He keeps him in Wayne Tower in a weird thing where it's just basically his head a part of his torso and nervous system and keeps him that way because he wants Batman to admit that he's a better Batman. In the meantime, Bane's son grows up, and Bane's son, Bane
instead of Damian Wayne.
Yeah, Bane has a son.
Bane.
Bane has a son, and that son is affected by the venom that was in Bane. Yeah. So that Bane's son like hulks out or whatever. It's a crazy read. Stuff happens at the end, and all I will say is this: Batman is very different in this in this comic. You gotta read this thing. It is fantastic. I may actually end up doing a spoiler review of this comic because this is.
You should just read. You should just have a video of.
I might just read
the
this
comics with Enosh.
But this, if you are a Superman fan, this one is fantastic. This right here, the Dark Multiverse, the Death of Superman. All I will say is this. So they introduced this character who's basically, he's talking about crisis. He's talking about a crisis is coming. That's what he says over and over again. He says a crisis is coming, and his name is Tempest Fuganot, and Guardian against the Dark Multiverse. There he is right there. Tempest Fuganot, Guardian against the Dark Multiverse. And
he has curtains on his head.
Yeah, it's weird. He's got a weird looking head and different things. But
like
here,
Evil Stewie.
But this picks up right at the death of Superman. And I'll show you the cover. That is Lois Lane, folks. And in this, if you remember the death of Superman storyline, there was the reign of Superman. The Eradicator came back, took Superman's body, placed it in the regeneration chamber. In this, though, after Superman dies, the Eradicator comes and tells Lois that it's too late. Lois is ticked off at all the heroes. She is like really ticked off. She's saying things to them like you can see here. They're at the funeral. There's
Justice League.
Yeah, there's the Justice League there, and they're all in the funeral stuff. And basically, she's just saying, you know what? How dare you? How dare you? He died alone in my arms. Where were you then? Where was the Justice League then? The Justice League was not fighting alongside Superman against Doomsday. They were off doing their own thing. There was a few of them who were there, but basically she's like, where was Green Lantern? Where was the Flash? Where was Wonder Woman? Y'all show up to his funeral. Where was Batman? Oh, she's ticked. And I'll just say this, spoiler alert, but the Eradicator tells her that he went and put Superman in the rebirthing chamber, but it was too late. That's what he says. You got to read the whole comic. But I'm just saying.
Steve said Enosh reading Comic Rainbow.
Oh my gosh. Because she ends up asking the Eradicator because he cannot hold the power of the Kryptonian life matrix. It's burning within him, and he cannot hold it because he was supposed to put that into Superman. He can't hold it. She wants it in her. He can't. He says,
"You're human. You can't.
You're human. You can't take it." She says, "Try me."
Well, she said it. She has nothing to live for now.
Yep.
So
she's got nothing to live for. And look at this. Does that look like the good version of what I mean? Lois. I'll just say this: if you were a fan of the movie Brightburn, holy crap, this is good. She basically goes on a terror and basically says, "I'm gonna finish Clark's work." If you were frustrated in the 90s, oh my goodness. She goes after Cyborg Superman. She goes. If you were a fan,
Steve loved Brightburn.
If you were frustrated in the 90s, if you remember, Lex Luthor cloned himself, put his essence into a clone body, and that was the whole thing of nobody knew that was him, and and he thought he had gotten one over. Basically, Lois shows up and says, "I know it's you," and he says, "Oh, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? You can't do anything about it.
Watch me. I'm gonna.
Go ahead and try to prove it in court. You see that chick?
She's like Honey Badger.
She don't need no courts. She ain't looking to put you in jail, Lex. Nope.
like the honey badger, she don't care.
Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Like I said, so those were the two ones. It's got these little quotes on the back. Here is John Paul Valley with a quote here on the back of the Batman one. It says, "I promise you, Bruce, you were right to pick me." The Superman one says, "I'll do it, Clark. I'll make a better world, one that deserved you." And then, like I said, at the end of this one, it says that the next one is Blackest Night. So I'm guessing that has to be...
Steve just said, wow, that migraine went away quick.
Oh, adrenaline starts flowing, man. When adrenaline starts flowing, Blackest Night, I'm guessing, has to do with
Green Lantern.
with Green Lantern.
Negative Lantern.
Holy cow. Let me tell you, this is good reading. There's your talk nerded to me for the week. Because, man, holy crap, is that good. I mean, I told Tiffany when I came home, I packed this stuff, and I said...
I didn't have to read it because he gave me a play-by-play.
I said, Tiffany, you got to read this stuff. Isaac, you got to read this. I mean, and it's a quick read. It's not that thick. And they're nice looking books, too. Very nice looking books, like prestige format, like hard spine books. They're excellent.
Steve says you're gonna crash pretty hard, Enosh.
I know, right? I'm telling you what, though, you gotta read these things.
I could tell earlier. I was like, "Did you take some migraine medicine?" Because you looked over at Isaac and you were like towely. Just saying.
Nope. No.
Just from migraine pills.
But Caleb, do you know anything about those, bud? Have you read these at all, or
if not, you need.
Or have you seen any of these, man? Because I'll tell you what, it's good stuff, man. It's really, really good stuff.
Probably the Batman one first.
Yeah, the Batman one is first, and then the Superman one is next. And that's all I saw. That's all I saw. There might be more. I don't know.
I think there are.
I'm actually gonna probably go visit my local comic book store and find out what's up.
I think there would be more between Batman, Superman, and Darkest Night.
Well, but I heard that these are just one-offs.
Yeah.
I see, because I'll be honest with you, after seeing this, I wanted more. But honestly, the way it ended, oh man.
Tasty.
Oh, it's tasty. It's so tasty. So tasty good. So tasty good. Plus, they draw. So they got long-haired Superman, and they don't draw him with a mullet. He's actually just got long hair. So there you go.
There's a Titans one also. Teen Titans.
There's a Teen Titans one?
Dark Multiverse.
Yes. Nice. I'm gonna have to pick that.
Blackest Night, Teen Titans, Batman, Infinite Crisis.
Nice. That'd be Superboy Prime.
Blackest Night.
See, I don't think all these are out though yet. I think that these may be the books that are coming out. I don't know. We're gonna have to look it up because holy cow, it is good stuff. It is really good stuff.
Steve just says I just invested in a hobby/comic shop just last week, so yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like there's only like 4 or 5 stories.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's Batman, Superman, Darkest Night, and Infinite Crisis, and Teen Titans. So there's 5. Oh, it's Teen Titans, the Judas Contract.
And Jordan says he has a Christmas special in the works.
A Christmas special. Nice.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know. Because it's special. It's special. It's special. Yeah. So yeah. So there are good times right now on the channel, guys. I tell you what, I am. We got this hashtag I love Star Wars thing going on. Marquez, if you guys have been seeing, he's sending me a shirt. I'm hoping to get maybe some hashtag I love Star Wars shirts up so that you guys can show some love, get a shirt. Man, take a video, post it, do whatever.
Jordan says, I also have a background in stop motion animation. That's the first thing that I ever did in high school was stop motion.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I love that. That's like Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, so,
Wicked Steve says, I'm going to be heading the hobby painting side of it all because of what I do for a business, and I will also be giving painting lessons. And then Jordan says, I could show you the poster privately, but going to keep it secret, LOL.
Nice. But also, we got Mark Uno coming up, so be looking for Mark Uno.
Promises, we gotta see it.
I know. Mark Uno's coming. I got it all set and ready to go. I wrote the script for it, and then I had to go to Seattle, so I couldn't do it because I got to do green screen and all that stuff. But we got Mark Uno coming up, so that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun stuff. So keep looking for that, guys.
So if he wears his hat backwards, are you wearing your hat forwards?
No, because it looks better. It looked better backwards.
Okay.
It looks better backwards. But
You're gonna change the words to his song,
I'm gonna have to do the song, right? I'm gonna have to like do something to the song.
but you're gonna have to make it like
So
different.
if it's gun in hand, we are alone. We are alone again. I'm not the one. So it's gonna be like with knife and foot. I'm here with all my friends. Yes, we are all the one.
Nice.
All right, guys. Well, hey, that has been another episode of The Flash. Another episode of Talk
Back
Nerdy
on
to
YouTube,
Me.
baby.
That's what's going on, man. That's what's going on in the world of nerddom this week. So, love you guys. Stay tuned for more. Remember to use the hashtag
I love Star Wars.
I love Star Wars everywhere this week.
Yes.
All right. Let everybody know your love for Star Wars and your love for all things nerd. Until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, along with the lovely
Tiff-tastic.
and of course
Isaac Wan Kenobi.
stay nerdy, folks. We're gonna have to check out that live stream with Jeremy. See
Yeah.
see
I
what's
actually
going
like
on.
what Jordan just said last. He says, "Let me know what you think. Let's just say it's a road trip comedy in the vein of Vacation." Love it.
Nice.
He says we may have won the YouTube battle, but we haven't won the YouTube war. LOL.
It's just begun, my friend. It's just begun. All right, guys. We'll see you soon.
A YouTube Braveheart.